is the Wednesday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks on another unbelievably nice March day. You know, we deserve this. We got through a pretty long month of February, and the last few days have seen a big-time turnaround, kind of culminating today with a high temperature in the upper 60s, overachieving a little bit. 69 degrees was our high today, and that tied the record high of 69 set in both 1986 and 1971, and we weren't alone in this. Even Erie, PA got in on the act with a southwest wind not coming in off the lake. It was even warmer with a little bit of a downslope component to the wind. The wind comes off those hills to the south of Erie and downslopes out of that direction, so you get a little warming. So 72 in Erie, 70 in Cleveland, 70 in New Philly today, and Pittsburgh at 68 degrees. We've come a long way over the last few days. It was just Sunday morning that we had early morning temperatures in the teens. 13 was the low at the airport Sunday morning. Today's high of 69, 56 degrees warmer than just a few mornings ago. All right, I had a little fun with this today, and, you know, I can't claim originality on this. I've seen a lot of meteorologists post something kind of similar, but I put my version online today with a couple of tweaks. Today definitely would count as fake spring. We're not into real spring yet. The trees are not blooming. We don't have pollen concerns just yet. And surely we are not done with some sort of cold air mass, and probably not done with seeing snowflakes just yet. But that being said, second winter, a winter storm, low temperatures in the teens, that kind of thing. I don't think we're going to see that anytime real soon. We might be done with any sort of significant winter weather. I wouldn't guarantee that at this point. After all, it's only March 10th. We had snow around Mother's Day last year, which was pretty unusual, but it just goes to show that you can't count winter out just yet in our part of the country. But yeah, this is the way I kind of see some of the seasons. This one right here, that's kind of like mid to late August when we have our first couple of mornings in the 40s. That's usually followed by second summer. In recent years, we've had some hot Septembers from the Canfield Fair onward. And then, you know, we get into a brief fall season, but it seems like our transition seasons over the last handful of years have gotten shorter. Spring and fall have not been particularly lengthy seasons of late, and we'll see what happens later on this year. All right, just a reminder, of course, it is March 10th. It is early March. It can get cold and snowy still at this time of the year. Not this year so much, but back in 1983, we had about 9 inches worth of snow on this date in 1983. As promised, it turned pretty windy today. We had some gusts registered at the airports, 30 to 35 as promised, early this afternoon. The wind will still be pretty frisky out there this evening. A warm, very May or June-like evening and feel to the air across the valley this evening and overnight. Colder air is on the move, though. Compared to 24 hours ago, Omaha is 20 degrees cooler, Minneapolis is 18 degrees cooler, and where that transition zone is, we have a severe weather threat this evening. I've been keeping an eye on this. There's been a handful of tornado warnings southeast of Minneapolis this evening. Tornado watches out for southeast Minnesota, parts of Iowa as well. The west coast is getting slammed with a big storm that eventually is going to produce the big snows out across the front range of the Rockies. I'll talk about that more in just a second. For us, again, an overcast and breezy and very mild night tonight. You'll wake up tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 50s, mid-50s. Very, very warm stuff for this time of the year. Now, our forecast for tomorrow is a little bit tricky. Yes, there could be a shower at just about any point. I wouldn't rule out a shower at any point. But I think there's going to be more dry time than wet time during the daylight hours tomorrow. The rain becomes pretty likely, though, as we head towards sunset, closer to sunset, 5:30, 6:30 tomorrow evening. A handful of hours where most of us are going to see some raindrops, but a pretty quick shut-off to this wet weather, I think, mid to late evening tomorrow. The sky will clear quickly, and while there can be some high clouds around on Friday, cirrus deck of clouds, kind of like we've had over the last couple of days, that's going to be possible Friday. But, wow, this is overall still a nice day. With temperatures getting into the 50s, the legit cold air is behind this front, which comes through quietly Friday evening. No precipitation with that. High pressure will protect us from any wet weather this weekend, but we're back to a cooler, more seasonable regime. Rainfall totals are trending down a little bit on our latest modeling. Just over the last few hours, the models have been coming in with less rain, so a half an inch seems pretty unlikely now. A lot of us probably closer to a quarter to a third of an inch worth of rain. Again, most of this coming during a 4 or 5 hour window late Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. All right, this front range of the Rockies snow Depending on what model you look at, this could either be historic or just kind of a run-of-the-mill heavy front range March snowstorm. Some of the snowiest times of the year in places such as Denver and Pueblo and Colorado Springs, yeah, it's in March and April. You don't see a lot of snow at all in the middle of winter. So this is the European model, suggesting that some parts of the Front Range are probably going to see at least a couple of feet, if not a few feet. Some of the other major modeling, including the GFS, has been trying to paint just absurd numbers, 3, 4, 5 feet in some places. So no matter which way you slice it, big impacts. If you have any friends or relatives out there, or if for some reason you have travel plans out there, that is going to be a real big deal. All right, today's high temperatures, 26 degrees warmer than the average. As we look ahead now, we're not going to see 26 above average, but still 23 above average tomorrow and 13 above average on Friday. But beyond Friday, from the weekend onward, I don't see a lot of extreme warmth. I don't see a lot of unusual cold. This looks like a pretty back and forth overall, kind of coming out in the wash is kind of average pattern in the longer range. May probably end up tilting a little above average, but I don't see any sort of extremes coming our way as we go through the middle and perhaps even the latter stages of March. More details on the longer range coming up on future editions of this video. Tune in tonight at 11 o'clock, 21 News 11. I'll have a fresh update on any sprinkle and rain chances overnight, our rain chances for the next couple of days, and much, much more. As always, thank you for watching tonight's weather for Weather Geeks.